All right, back on Tristan Vukcevic. In his last game against Miami, these are his stats. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists in 39 minutes. This is Tristan Vukcevic. Now, he went 9 for 12 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. He's 7 feet tall, 220 pounds, 22 years old, unrestricted free agent this summer. Why do I bring him up? Because the Lakers don't have a big man they want to play. If Jackson Hayes is catching lobs and doing well, the Lakers want to play him. Right? Those are conditions. Jackson Hayes, conditionally, the Lakers want to play him. They don't generally want to play him. They always want to play Luka. They always want to play LeBron. They always want to play Austin Reeves. They do not have a big man they want to play. But this is the NBA. And we know the Lakers need a big man. Right? This is the second video I've made about Tristan Vukcevic. I hope they drafted him when he came out 2 years ago. They didn't. So what the Washington Wizards did, and he's been toggling between the G League on two-way contracts for the last 2 years. Why no one has made a push to pick up this guy, I think it's just a negligence on behalf of NBA owners and GMs. I think that's the only reason why. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, why do I think the Lakers need to pick this guy up? Because he does what JJ Redick likes. You see, I'm not so stuck in my ways that I'm going to say just berate the coach. There is no point in that. JJ Redick is the coach. He's done a generally good job. But this is what I know. He's not going anywhere. Unless he quits, he's not going anywhere. You could just look at the results from this year, and you could almost feel that management loves him. And you get the vibe that he's a grinder. He's not going to sit on his hands like Darvin Ham. He's not going to be so stuck in his ways that he doesn't that he hurts the team, in my opinion, like Frank Vogel did. JJ Redick is a good coach. He's not going anywhere. He looks the part for the Los Angeles Lakers. He looks the part. That's very important. Image matters, especially in LA. He's not going anywhere. So you have a guy like Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes is 5 feet in. Probably more like 3 feet in. Anything outside of 3 feet, you probably bank on him missing the shot. Right? JJ Redick doesn't like that. He doesn't need it. They got Jackson Hayes playing because he's a lob threat. That's it. They got him playing because occasionally NBA teams play a big man and they need him. If they could get away with not playing Jackson Hayes and substitute a Jarrett Vanderbilt or another 6'9", 6'7", 6'9" player, Dorian Finney-Smith, if they could do that, they would. This is what we know as fans, and many of us have played basketball. The rim is 10 feet high. Period. Did you see what Ivica Zubac did to Golden State in the last game of the year? The most important game of the year. He killed them. The Clippers do not win without him. Period. Period, point blank. The notion that an NBA big man, a center, has no value or a little value is just not true. And what you have is a pandemic of teams trying to get away from that as much as they could. Right? And they get stuck in this dogma that says they don't need a big man. But let me tell you something. I've been watching the NBA since 1982-83, and every playoffs, the game slows down. The game gets more physical. The game gets bigger. Rebounds win rings. No rebounds, no rings. You had Ivica Zubac straight up kill Golden State yesterday, and people are asking, well, how come Paul George left and all of a sudden the Clippers are better? Because Ivica Zubac became an all-star. He is an all-star center right now. So you have James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and then you added another all-star. And that all-star complements the two other players you got. Two totally different positions. Two totally different roles, right? James Harden needs the ball. Kawhi needs the ball. And then you got Ivica Zubac over here who doesn't need the ball. He'll do the rest. Whereas before you had Kawhi, James Harden, and Paul George, who all needed the ball. And you just had... let me tell you why the Clippers are a problem. And why I think the Clippers beat Denver. Because Ivica Zubac is going to cancel out Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is going to win the numbers battle. I'll give it to you there. Nikola Jokic don't play defense. He has no defense. And it, to me, in my opinion, is a total joke that people are saying he's the best player in the world or the best player in the NBA. And as a center, he has no defensive presence. It's a joke. You throw any 6'11", 7-footer on the court, they're going to be able to get rebounds for you. If they just fall to you and they get catched, they're going to get rebounds for you. Many of LeBron's and Luka's rebounds are flat-footed rebounds. That means I could have gotten them. And you could have gotten them. You understand? Ivica Zubac is going to play Jokic to a stalemate, effectively. Right? Jokic will score more points. Ivica Zubac will have a defensive presence on the other end that Jokic is not capable of having. And he's going to get rebounds that Jokic doesn't generally get. They're going to be a different natured rebound. And while much of the NBA does not acknowledge what Ivica Zubac does, because all they see is the offensive end, that's actually going to create a stalemate. And so what does the rest of the team do? And the rest of the Clippers are going to smoke the rest of Denver. That's what's going to happen. I predict the Clippers win in 4 or 5 games. But my bigger point is that there is a need for a big man in the NBA. Right? I'm not talking about Jackson Hayes catching lobs and standing off to the side. I'm talking about the ability to score in the post. I heard a lot of people say that they did not want the Lakers to play Golden State. Why? Well, Golden State plays small and the Lakers like to play small. If the Lakers had a player in the post who was a problem for Golden State, the Lakers would smoke Golden State. I think the Lakers would smoke Golden State without a player in the post. I'm not talking about a guy who catches lobs. I'm talking about a guy who is a threat in the post. I'm talking about a Nikola Jokic type player. Right? Now, I think the Lakers would. I think that Minnesota is the toughest first round matchup for any of the top 4 seeds. Minnesota's the toughest first round matchup. And I think the Lakers would smoke Golden State. I don't even think it's a problem. But according to your logic, you do think Golden State is a problem. How do you beat that problem? You have a player who is competent in the post. That's how you beat him. It's not that hard. That's why when we had Anthony Davis, I never feared Golden State. Because Golden State does not respect great post play. That's not what they're built on. They still move as if they have Klay Thompson in his prime, Kevin Durant in his prime, and Steph Curry in his prime. They don't. right? I mean, that's the reason why they beat the rest of the league, because the rest of the league thought they could duplicate that. They couldn't. Golden State right now can't duplicate what they did 5 years ago. They don't have the personnel. Golden State is done. They're not going to win another championship with this iteration of the team. They're not going to the Western Conference Finals with this iteration of a team. They're done. They're going to have to change their whole image, their whole style of play. So, to bring this back to Tristan Vukcevic, the dude is 7 feet tall. He shoots lights out. He plays big in the post. He could rebound. He is not deficient in blocking shots and holding down the paint. It's the type of player, right? 4 of 6 from 3. It's the type of player JJ Redick wants to play. Not the type of player he feels he has to play. The type of player he wants to play. That's why the Lakers need to go and get this dude, right? And I'm putting this out because I want word of mouth to spread, because I believe that Laker management is relatively incompetent. That they often do like this. What does Laker Nation want? What's going to keep Laker Nation from going crazy on us? Because we really don't want to spend any money. Oh, Dorian Finney-Smith? Okay, we'll go get Dorian Finney-Smith. And I've said many times, the acquisition of Luka does not count. They get no credit for that. It's a deal 31 other teams would have made. They get no credit for it. So, with that being said, I feel like I need to start a groundswell. Not that anybody watches my channel, but if I could get people to at least throw this name onto Laker Nation, right? Throw this name onto the show with Alan Slewa and make people stop and go and look, right? You have 3 players who deserve to get paid on this team, and probably another 3 role players who you want to keep, right? The 3 players who deserve to get paid are going to get paid big bucks. You need to find somebody, right? What do I mean by find somebody? The Lakers have been masters of being visionary and scouting players that no one's looking at. That's how they maintain their championship pedigree for so long, right? The big names are obvious. You have a chance to pick up Luka? Go get Luka, right? You have a chance to get Shaq? Go get Shaq, right? You have a chance to get Magic Johnson James? Go get him. That was obvious, right? What's a lot less obvious is the drafting of Ivica Zubac in the 2nd round, right? Drafting the backcourt of Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher. Picking up Nick Van Exel in the mid-2nd round, right? All that stuff requires you to have vision. And the Lakers need to be visionary if they want to improve this team. Because if they try to go out and get a name, right? If they're big name hunting, hang it up. They don't have the money for the big names, right? You need to go and find that player that you could get on the cheap, that is gone overlooked, that you specifically need to fit around Luka Doncic, right? I didn't say around LeBron. I said around Luka, because that's the direction the team is going. I personally think LeBron is a better player right now, but it doesn't matter. The Lakers decided they're going to build around Luka, and so get a player that complements Luka, and get a player that complements what JJ Redick wants to do. And JJ Redick wants a player who could shoot threes. I'm telling you right now, there is not a better big man in the NBA that could shoot threes than Tristan Vukcevic. Tristan Vukcevic is the best 3-point shooting center in the NBA right now. and he's sitting rotten. He's rotting on the Washington Wizards bench. He's an unrestricted free agent. Rob Pelinka, do your job. I was going to make another video about well, first let me say this. The reason why I'm yelling about Tristan Vukcevic is, one, because I was watching him when he came out, and I wanted the Lakers to get him when he came out, right? But Lakers didn't. He just so happened to be drafted by the Washington Wizards. I live in Northern Virginia. The Washington Wizards are a Northern Virginia team. And I've been watching this guy. And he's come in and put up such numbers that you wonder why he's not playing more. I'm going to tell you why. Whatever contract, the Wizards made the same mistake the Lakers made regarding contracts. They did not give him a contract that said they have faith in him and his growth. So, Tristan Vukcevic has been on two-way contracts and riding on the bench. And part of the reason why he's riding on the bench is because I feel Washington is trying to hide him. I don't hear Laker Nation talking about this guy. He's a guy Laker Nation should be talking about, but why is Laker Nation not talking about him? Because he's hidden. That's why. If the Lakers want to improve this team, right? Because they didn't get a chance to add the correct pieces around Luka. They had Dallas approach them about a trade. The Lakers executed the trade. They were getting ready to go get Mark Williams. Then I believe the Lakers pulled out because they understood that they were acting in haste. And they were acting in haste because the acquisition of Luka put extra pressure on the Lakers to win. But I feel they also realized that Dalton Knecht looks very similar to Tyler Hero. Very similar game, very similar numbers, right? And I don't think that they were quite ready to give that up. 1, 2, I think what Mark Williams gives you is not the threat on offense that you're really looking for, right? You have to understand that J.J. Redick is not looking for a Mark Williams type of center. J.J. Redick is looking for a consistent threat. Mark Williams does not represent that. So, I'll give you an example. If you're looking for a consistent post threat, right, you want somebody who's like Kareem. Someone who's like Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm not saying they have to be that. I'm just saying that somebody who is going to kill the opposition in the post over and over and over again until you come and double. Once you double, the ball gets kicked out, inside out. The ball gets kicked out and whipped around for an open three. So it's still just about the three. It's all about the three, right? Or J.J. Redick wants a center like Tristan Vukcevic, who will draw the opposition big man all the way out, or force the opposition to play small. And Tristan Vukcevic will bomb and rain threes on you all day, and he should be taking them because he could shoot that well. That's what else JJ is looking for. So knowing that, and knowing that the big man like a Kareem, like an Hakeem Olajuwon does not exist anymore in the NBA, right? That it's more face up than back down nowadays. I believe the Lakers and JJ Redick, this dude is hand in glove type of fit. And I think that's what they need to do. Anyway, I just wanted to point out what he did yesterday. 26 points, 9 of 12 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, 11 rebounds, 7-footer. Right? Good passer, 5 assists yesterday. He's a good passer. He's everything that this team needs right now. He's the center JJ wants to play. Not the center, i.e. Jackson Hayes, who JJ has to play to match up. He's the center JJ wants to play. And the Lakers, he's going to be affordable. Right? He's going to be affordable. And the Lakers better jump all over this guy. It should be priority number one in the offseason. Of course, re-signing some of your role players is a priority. But this dude needs to be priority number one. He's that good. There's another guy named Leonard. Leonard up in Minnesota. He's also actually he's a two-way player. I'm not sure if he's unrestricted this summer. But either way, the Lakers need to take a look at this guy too. Leonard Miller, my bad. Leonard Miller's his name. Lakers need to take a look at that guy. He's 6'10", 6'11", and very similar attributes, except way more athletic. Anyway, this is the second of many videos I'm going to make about Tristan Vukcevic, because I need to get the word out there, because I'm a diehard Laker fan. And I know how the Lakers are going to have to build when you have a LeBron James, a Luka Doncic, and who is now an all-star, Austin Reeves. How do you put talent around those guys? You have to be visionary, and you have to scout benches. That's the only way. Anyway, this is Pure Uncut Lakers. Please like and subscribe. I'll hit you up next time. Bye.